You think they left because they didn't care. You think they went cold because they stopped loving you. You are wrong. The reality of a Scorpio is terrifyingly simple and tragically complex. They didn't leave because their feelings faded. They pushed you away because their feelings became too real. To a Scorpio, falling in love isn't just an emotion. It is a surrender of power. And for the Zodiac's most guarded sign, vulnerability is a fate worse than death. They don't run from hatred. They run from the absolute terror of being seen. Scorpios are the masters of the unseen, the architects of their own emotional fortresses. And when they invite you in, they aren't just opening a door, they are handing you a loaded weapon and praying you don't pull the trigger. But the moment they feel that gun might go off, the moment they feel the slightest tremor of instability, they don't wait to be shot, they detonate the entire building. This is the dark paradox of the Scorpio soul. They crave a soul-merging connection more than any other sign in the zodiac. They starve for a love that consumes them whole. Yet when that very love arrives, it triggers their primal survival instinct. You have to understand that for a Scorpio, control isn't a preference, it is their oxygen. They walk through life analyzing every shadow, reading every silence, and predicting every betrayal before it happens. They are constantly scanning the horizon for threats, and nothing, absolutely nothing, is more threatening than giving another human being the power to destroy them. When a Scorpio starts to fall for you, they don't get butterflies, they get vertigo. They feel the ground beneath them crumbling. And because they are ruled by Pluto, the planet of destruction and transformation, their immediate reaction to fear is to burn it all down. They push you away not because they want you to leave, but because they need to know if you will stay. It is the ultimate test, a subconscious gauntlet they force you to run. They will become cold. They will become distant. They will unleash a silence so loud it hurts your ears. They are watching you. They are studying your reaction to their darkness. If you run, they tell themselves they were right to push you. They validate their own paranoia. They say, see, I knew they would leave. I knew I couldn't trust them. But if you stay, if you stand your ground in the face of their storm, you confuse them, and then, slowly, you win them. But getting to that point requires surviving the hurricane of their insecurity. Most people mistake this behavior for arrogance or cruelty. They see the Scorpio's stinging tail and think it's malice. It is not malice, it is panic disguised as power. A Scorpio in love feels exposed, naked, and raw. They feel like you can see right through their carefully constructed armor, and that visibility is excruciating. They have spent their entire lives building walls to keep the world out, to keep their secrets safe. And suddenly, you are inside the walls. You are touching the soft underbelly they have sworn never to show. This triggers a limbic resonance of pure terror in their brain. Their fight or flight response kicks in. But Scorpios don't fly, they fight. And the way they fight in relationships is by sabotaging them before they can get hurt. They will pick a fight over nothing. They will withdraw affection. They will manufacture a crisis just to feel like they're in the driver's seat. They need to feel like they're the ones ending it, because being the one who gets left is a humiliation they cannot survive. You have to realize that Scorpios operate on an all-or-nothing frequency. There is no gray area. There is no casual dating. There is no let's see where this goes. It is either obsession or indifference. It is either I would die for you or you do not exist. When they feel themselves sliding from control into that obsession, they panic. They realize that you have the ability to hurt them deeper than anyone else ever could. And because Scorpios have a memory that never fades, because they carry the scars of every past betrayal etched into their DNA, they project those past hurts onto you. You become the ghost of every person who ever let them down. They aren't just fighting with you, they are fighting with their history. They are fighting with the belief that everyone leaves eventually, so they might as well speed up the process and get the pain over with on their own terms. This self-sabotage is tragic because beneath that icy exterior lies a heart of molten lava. No one loves harder than a Scorpio. No one is more loyal, more protective, or more willing to walk through hell for the person they love.
but they believe that this intensity is a flaw. They believe their love is too heavy, too dark, too much for ordinary people to handle. So they protect you from themselves, and they protect themselves from your inevitable rejection. They convince themselves that they're better off alone, brooding in their cave, nursing their pride. They tell themselves that solitude is safety. They retreat into the shadows where they feel powerful again, where no one can touch them, where no one can hurt them. But in that safety, they find a profound loneliness. They watch you walk away, and behind that stoic, unreadable mask, they are screaming. They are heartbroken. But a Scorpio would rather die of heartbreak in silence than beg you to stay. They would rather burn in the fire of their own pride than admit they need you. They are masters of the poker face. You will never see them cry. You will never see them sweat. When they push you away, they do it with a surgical precision that leaves you wondering if they ever cared at all. They will cut you off with a coldness that freezes your blood. But know this, the colder they act, the more fire is raging inside. The more indifferent they seem, the more they are agonizing over the loss. They are trying to convince themselves just as much as they are trying to convince you. They are trying to rewrite the narrative so that they are the villain, because being the villain is easier than being the victim. Being the bad guy who broke your heart is safer than being the fool who got their heart broken. It is a twisted logic born of deep emotional trauma and an innate suspicion of happiness. They don't trust happiness, they trust survival, and pushing you away ensures their survival. So, if a Scorpio has pushed you away, do not take it at face value. Do not look at their actions, look at their fear. Look at the timing. Did they push you away right after a moment of intense intimacy? Did they go cold right after you shared something deep and real? That is not a coincidence. That is the trigger. That is the moment they realized they were losing control. They are testing the waters, creating turbulence to see if the ship sinks. It's a dangerous game, and often they lose. They push too hard, they cut too deep, and they lose the one person who actually understood them, and they will live with that regret forever. They will carry the ghost of your relationship in the secret chambers of their heart, analyzing what went wrong, blaming themselves, but never, ever admitting it to the world. They will rise from the ashes, they will transform, they will become stronger, but a piece of them will always remain in that moment where they chose fear over love. They are the Scorpion, and sometimes, in their panic, they sting the very hands that try to hold them. If you have ever been burned by a Scorpio, or if you are a Scorpio who knows this struggle is real, you need to stop scrolling right now. I want you to hit that subscribe button because we are diving deep into the psychology of every sign, and you cannot afford to miss what's coming next. Like this video if you survived the sting, and comment your zodiac sign below. Do not just watch, join the conversation. Subscribe now.